So what I'm doing is that I'm comparing the top news with my drawings. I first make a drawing, upload a video, and then show you the correlation to the top news. And so far there's been there's been two clear connections to my drawing. So I'll just mention it, okay? First of all, you have the earthquake in Philippines in Mindanao, 7.8 magnitude earthquake. And what's interesting about this is that I had a discussion with someone in the comment section about Mindanao before the earthquake. Yes, we talked about this eagle, this giant Philippine eagle, okay? And the Philippine eagle is the one with the largest area of the wings and the longest eagle in the world. So it's like, in a way, you could see it as the biggest because it both has the largest area of the wings and it's also the longest. So, and they live. So if you look at Britannica, most of the Philippine eagles lives in Mindanao, and this is actually the discussion that we had with someone in the comment section. So this is what we kind of talked about, and yeah, and we saw this really serious earthquake afterwards. So that's one news story, and now we see Pope Leo being in Barcelona, visiting this church, which is the highest church in the world. So yeah, the highest church, the biggest eagle, the highest church, and on this church, the Sagrada Familia, there is an eagle on the spire, Again, I mean, it's interesting that these two news stories happen fairly much after each other. So the earthquake in Mindanao was on June 8th, right? And this had some news coverage because it's seriousness. And then Pope Leo visits this Barcelona church because it's nearing its completion. And what's also interesting is that just the day earlier, there is another news story. There's another news story from June 10th, also the same date as Pope Leo visited this Sagrada Familia. And this from AP News mentions falcon babies that just they have this video reportage of falcon babies flying from their nests, and people seeing it as symbolic in a way that these predatory birds are leaving the nest to fly. And this is also similar to my drawing. I have this bird flying in it, right? So, and I did it. This was created on June 6th, or the midnight between June 5th and June 6th. I created this drawing of an attacking bird, but also there are more connections because the church Sagrada Familia is built from pillars that are meant to also be trees, and these are pillars. You see the eggs here also. I mean, it's a bit connecting. I just think it's interesting. I'll talk about this also because this one, you can see this one connects to the way that you can see that there were an earthquake, in Mindanao, and when there is an earthquake, things fall, right? So you have trees or pillars standing up and then they fall. And here's the bird, attacking bird, right? So I want to show these birds, these falcon birds to you now. I want to show you some information about this. Just a moment.
Empezaron en el 2005 a criar aquí, 2005. Hasta la actualidad, hasta este año, ha habido 2 años que no han criado por diferentes motivos. Y tenemos que calcular que es una media de tres polluelos al año. Nos echamos las cuentas y suman unos 50 o así, 50 y pico halcones nacidos aquí.
I hadn't really thought about any symbolism, but it's good timing if the Pope is here at the same time that the birds leave the nest.
Yeah, so she mentions that the birds are leaving the nest at the same time as the Pope is visiting the church, and so what I showed was this, not only is it an eagle on the church, but it's also falcons flying from the nest as the Pope Leo is visiting the church. I just find it, this is top news because also there were many years since a Pope visited Spain, okay, as I understood at least. So there's, many nuances to this news, that it's also the first in a very long time that a Pope visits Spain, so yeah. I'll show you some more stuff now.
The first time and go out. Timing if the Pope is here at the same time that the birds leave the nest for the first time and go out and explore the world.
So yeah, and this article is from AP News on June 10th, 2026. So that's also from today, the same day as the Pope visits this place. The AP News is also talking about the falcons leaving the nest and flying out of the nest, and for me personally, making this drawing beforehand and telling you that it will connect to the top news, I find it fascinating to be able to show it to you now that it is connecting. And also, in addition, the connection to the Mindanao earthquake, where the most of the population of the eagle with the largest wing area and longest eagle lives in Mindanao, and that's where the earthquake is. And all of this, the discussion that I had, discussion with with Jen again. Kalinification, I see it like this, okay, whatever. So let's look at some of the church, okay? I want to show you something more. Look at this, okay?
Gaudi explained that will be as a forest.
He wanted this to resemble a forest.
And also he designed this structure, columns that are divided in different branches to support all the weight of the church only with these internal trees.
Yeah, so the chief architect since 1990 talks about these pillars holding up the church being like like trees, you know, and you see here, here's a pillar. You see, this is a pillar, and this is a tree. It's both a pillar and a tree at the same time. But this drawing also connects to the death of the lead, or the architect, the original architect. He I'm going to show that to you also, because it connects also. Yeah. So let's continue looking at this a bit more.
Those trees have knots, see? Nature figures throughout the basilica, a staircase resembling a snail shell, honeycomb-like hexagons, and that forest of columns reveals another fixation, geometry.
So bear in mind that this is the same place where the falcon eagles were flying out of the nest, and this is the same place as the eagle at the top of the church. This is the biggest church in the world that Pope Leo visited. It's in many ways this is a big news story going on here, and
He devoted 2 years to achieve this column, a column that starts with a square.
You see a square on this side.
The square is transformed into an octagon, 16 size polygons, and
You have a circle on the other side.
Antoni Gaudí was commissioned in 1883 at just 31, not by a Catholic diocese, but a local book dealer. He worked on the church for 43 years, in the end living on the construction site. Exactly 100 years ago, he was struck by a 1926. Gaudí was crossing this street when he was struck by a tram.
so he was crossing the street, you see. The original architect, he was crossing the street, and here's a crosswalk, you see. This is a crosswalk turning into the pillars of the church that also is a tree, you see. But yeah, they're yeah. But the main point of this drawing here that I did is the bird, okay? The focus of this drawing, and what I argue will be a red thread in the news is the bird, okay? Birds of different kinds is what I see, or what I said on June 6. I said that this is going to be important. We're beginning to see some things happen. We saw, as I said, Mindanao, largest wing area, longest eagle, lives there the majority of the birds, the eagles, and it had a giant earthquake on that island, the island of Mindanao. I think it's an island. Yeah, it's an island, right? So exactly that place where we had that we discussed also, right? Before it happened. I mean, she mentioned an earlier earthquake in this discussion. She mentioned an earlier earthquake. And then just some hours later, talking, it happened, a really big one, right? So let me end this video by showing you the falcons again, and showing you AP News that is mentioning that this is happening at the same time. Like these falcons are leaving the nest, these predatory birds are flying from the nest at the same time as the Pope Leo visits the biggest church in the world, which also has an eagle on it, right? On one of the spires. Okay, so let's look at that again.
Empezaron al 2005 a criar aquí, 2005. Hasta la actualidad, hasta este año, ha habido 2 años que no han criado por diferentes motivos. Y tenemos que calcular que es una media de tres polluelos al año. Nos echamos las cuentas y suman unos 50 o así, 50 y pico halcones nacidos aquí.
I hadn't really thought about any symbolism, but it's good timing if the Pope is here at the same time that the birds leave the nest for the first time and go out and explore the world.
Yeah. Okay, guys. I am. I think we will have more to see when it comes to the birds. I guess the predatory birds, mostly attacking birds and things like that, is what I think it's going to be important. I'm already able to present some of that from just the Mindanao earthquake was 2 days after the drawing session with a video. I recorded it, right? And this visit with the Pope was 4 days later. So yeah. See you guys another time. Bye bye.